Alright, good morning world, YouTubers, Instagrammers, peoples, tēnā koutou kia ora. Hope everyone is good today. So this morning, who's to say it's morning, noon or night, but this morning I'm going to run through another piece of super handy kit. I lug these things around all over the countryside. Sometimes I wonder why, because they add up in a bit of mass. But what the hell are these things? These are the orange whips, right? Now they have a fairly extensive range with their new latest bit, the LightSpeed, promising new speed. But their range goes from a junior, which is ironically longer than a compact, but a junior, which is lightweight, made for kids in theory, but in my experience, you know, a kid still needs to be probably 7, 8 and older to very early teens. The compact, which is about the same weight as the mid-size, but in a shorter version. The mid-size, which is great for even me. I enjoy using the mid-size because it feels more like a golf club than any of the other ones. Ideally for seniors, teens, those who actually want to feel what a 3 would feel, maybe a driver feel would be like. The full size, which is longer than a normal driver, it's about 47 inches, it's heavy, it gives you the best feedback for learning for someone that's stronger. I'm around 6 foot, so it's perfect if I actually want to do some training. And then that new option, the LightSpeed, which actually has, unlike a normal orange whip, you can see that the big difference is the little ball down the bottom. So there's more mass up here, which is encouraging quicker speeds. So that's the range, depending on your skill set and what you like to have. It's great to have this guy and that guy, or this guy and that guy. Because if you're like me and you love having swings all the time, unfortunately for everyone around me, these are great for outside or warming up, but when you've got a full-size whip, 47, not all the time do you have the stud height or a golf room like this to do it, whereas the compact, being tiny, it's about the same length as a putter, or a short putter for that matter. You can swing it inside, you know, more than happily. It still gives you the feedback loops of everything, not as severely as the mid-size or the full-size, but you know, to have swings inside and to have a reasonable feedback loop, it's great. Now I have also already made a series of videos on how to train with the whip, how to use it efficiently. I'll cover that again right now. I'll put those in the link at the bottom, but I'll cover it real quick, and then I'll answer a major question which I had from a YouTuber about how to train for more speed with it. That was before the LightSpeed came out, but I will cover that topic with the full-size whip or the mid-size whip, what traits these tools actually create in your golf swing other than silky tempo and rhythm. But there's obviously some other speed bonuses. So as a quick recap on how to use this from a technical standpoint, how to make you a better player, a better swing. From a technical standpoint, it has obviously got 2 very obvious reference points, a big weighted orange ball, a whippy shaft, and then has a counterbalance weight here, which you can actually screw on and off. I haven't mucked around with switching the weights over and stuff. Jim, who made this product, spent way too much time figuring out the perfect balance between counterbalancing, so I'm not going to muck around with his sorcery, with my own sorcery. But the basic idea from a technical standpoint, obviously you can stand there and swing, and if you do something like an idiot, you come over the top, you're going to feel it, but the main technical standpoint is certainly in a warm-ups when I'm warming up with it, is I love to stand there and feel like I'm going to keep the orange ball outside, the white ball going back and through, which gives me a nice little takeaway. Also maintain some width, and then as soon as you start going up, you're trying to allow the orange ball to get up on top of the white ball, and then it's going to naturally happen on the other side too, so you start to get these feels of the club going up and up, and then obviously when you get to changing directions, I mean it's naturally going to go that way. As you get to changing directions, you can let the mass of the heavier ball naturally shallow out, and then on the way through it does encourage, make no mistake, it does encourage a fair amount of hands relaxation and a bit of a healthy release. But obviously you can, when you come down again, even when you're doing the little swings, you can make sure you get the feeling of getting that little ball there before the big ball. So again, it's great for those initial, and without doubt the most important part of any golf swing, I'm sure all of us crazy golf coaches could agree on, is that from the hands to the hip, it can really integrate an excellent takeaway, an excellent impact, and an excellent follow through. And then face on, it's going to look, you can have obviously a bit of width by keeping the orange ball out there. As soon as you get the mass behind, so you keep the mass out in front, and then here through impact you got to try and feel like you're going to get the little white ball to where the ball would be impacting before the big orange ball comes through, and then post impact you're going to keep that leading. Now obviously you stand there, and if you can get away with having 20-30 swings a day with this particular tool, especially when you get to the bigger swings, you're going to have your heart rate, you're going to have a little bit of a puff. You can hear where the club's accelerating and speed-wise, so it's great for that. The only catch with it is obviously you don't hit balls with it. They did make an orange whip wedge, which I have somewhere, but that's mainly for short shots, so you have got this wonderful ability to hit shots with that. But again, you know, it's a warm-up tool, gets your body going, you can show up at the golf course and you can get the heart rate up. Just down the first 10, you won't feel like an old man. So it's awesome. It fits in the bag, you can carry it with you. Even better if you've got a caddy to carry your bag for you, like the tour players do, because it's fairly heavy. It's just under 2 pounds. This one, as is that one, That's lighter. Obviously the LightSpeed's lighter again. But yeah, it's just a great tool to have in the car park, have a few swings, and then leave it in the bag, in the boot, and go play. Yeah, so those are the couple of main key points with that. Now, regarding answering that, how do I get more clubhead speed using my orange whip? What traits can it actually encourage you to do? Obviously, because of its dynamic balance and its weight, it will encourage, regardless of age, and this is my favorite thing about it, especially with the older boys, because as you can imagine, being a golf coach, most of my clientele is, I mean, obviously you got juniors, but people that play the game a lot, well in excess of 50. You know, you have lots of 60, 70, even 80-year-olds showing up and having something that they can feel how to lengthen their swing, because length of swing is going to give you more speed. You know, unless you're Tony Finau, and even I'm sure if he had a longer backswing, he'd probably hit it further, maybe wider, but when you're swinging at under 100 mile an hour, let's be honest, more speed's going to be great. You're not really hitting it far enough for it to curve off into the trees. You just want to hit it another 10 yards. This is a great tool to get that feeling, because it has so much mass, and especially when you're doing the warm-up, and you can see my feet are going to work with it, you allow it just to go, it will naturally pull you into places because of its weight that you'll end up having a swing that's much longer. I mean, I never swing my driver, you know, that far. I never get way there. I never get any of those feels where I can get, you know, it's pulling me because of the mass. It makes me swing it longer back, and then also encourages me because I got the momentum to swing all the way through. So it encourages a longer swing, which, let's be honest, swing length, a longer swing, you're going to have more speed. The other thing that it does to encourage speed without even trying, and it's wonderful, is obviously that concept of creating and maintaining angles. Now obviously, yes, you can lag it too much and then you can flip it too much, and that can be a danger with this tool, make no mistake. But those are the problems of someone that breaks 80 consistently and hits it well in excess of sort of 200 meters in the air, which is not the average golfer. So if you're one of the problems of the better players, this is a great tool for training it. And that is when you get here and you have this nice long swing, just allowing or feeling like you're going to keep the white ball leading the orange ball for as long as you can as a feeling. So it's going to encourage you to create that ability where you get much longer there, you maintain that angle, and then yes, that mass is going to come, and yes, it's going to be a flip, blah blah. It's not the end of the world. You know, if everyone stood there and got real late and then flipped it with their hands, they'd all hit big high rip draws and struggle with hooks and blocks, and then it's an easier problem to solve with many other very, very good training aids that will allow you, like the PlaneMate, to get the feeling of what it feels like to rotate better. So that's with the orange whip, how to answer his question on speed. Start with that, get used to the fundamentals of speed, which is length of swing and maintaining wrist angles and leverage. Obviously with that new product, the LightSpeed, because it's dynamically balanced different, and most of the weight is up here, with also the thick grip as a concept, and there's very little weight here. Without trying to go quickly, it's similar to the speed stick scenario, the speed whoosh scenario, that without even trying, you're going to create a lot more speed without trying to swing quick. You just can't not swing quickly. It's going to give you a turbo boost. So using this in combination with this, you know, you warm up with these guys, you go through those lovely warm-up routines with it first. You get the body activated, swing length going, timing, rhythm going. Then you go ahead and finish off your warm-up with this. You know, you're talking about having a 10-minute warm-up, and you're going to have the heart pumping, ready to go. And you'll be at full speed before you even have to try and hit a shot or swing a club. As opposed to standing out in the range and taking half an hour just to find the club face. So it's a very, almost a cheater's way to warm up. I love it because I'm pretty lazy. I just like to show up and go play. So if I can show up, do a 5-minute warm-up with that, and then have a couple extra swings with this, and stand up on the first 10, magically be able to rip it, and everyone's like, oh man, what are you doing? It's pretty cool. But so that's the Orange Whip family series. If you have someone near you that has them all, find them, go try them, feel them, test them, find which ones suit you best. One's great if you have a couple of them and you can start to pair them up and coordinate them together. Then they work really, really well as a happy family. And I would happily recommend both Coffee and the Orange Whip for better golf. Cool, thanks for that. Any questions? Chuck them down below. Follow, like, do all those fancy buttons, and have an awesome day.